long as I'm still breathing, I'll be right there by his side. It's time to use the power that brought us here in the first place. Are you guys ready? Because we're gonna do this even if you're not. He's got the card.
Okay, I'm with ya.
That's more like it. This battle has only just begun.
What's up, guys? It's me, Crimson60620, and I'm here, and we're doing a little bit of gaming, and I really didn't feel good today. This is like one of the bad days. I don't know if you guys ever knew, but I did have a brief experience with the disease that will not be named, and back in April, and so like every now and again I still get like some of the symptoms from it. I've been social distancing and I'm well past the point of the situation, but like sometimes you just get it, and it actually I didn't really feel too well, and then I like went to go help my mother move a couch. So yeah, this is one of those where I'm just feeling like a little bit of a lazy stream. Um I am So I decided like what's an easy topic so I won't be going back and forth through the videos. So I decided to get you know, TFL at war. This should be interesting. So yeah, I am up here doing a little video. And what's kind of interesting in oh wait. For some reason, it looks like my stream with. Okay, cool. That's working. I'm just sitting here doing some building while I'm actually gonna listen to this video. So, you guys, if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and of course, I'll be listening to this video. And oh God, help me out. Oh yeah, he's a little bit of a slow talker. So if you guys haven't seen my videos with him before, I usually try to turn him up faster because he's a slow fucking talker. So let's go. What's up, Jill? How are you doing today, man?
All these fools, these freaking fools. They're telling.
All right, so obviously my man is lagging a little bit. I'm not gonna throw shade on him because like my shit lags a lot of times, so it's cool. Jill, dog, like I'm not in for it tonight, so you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. It's cool. You're gonna get the ignore treatment tonight, so have fun doing that. But let's continue.
Telling me I'm alive, but yet they won't let me edit the name. This is completely insane. They're going to tell me I'm alive, but look at this. They got the name of my last live stream. Let me try this stuff. This is getting very pissy annoying.
So you can see that he's going through his little boomer tantrum, and you know what? I'm not one to judge because like I fucking understand, like especially when you're trying to get some shit together and it's just not turning out well, you kind of get frustrated. So I'm not gonna be that like all okay boomer and shit like that. Especially when like he's look like his channel, he's been doing it for years, so he's had to go through a lot of the different shit, which is fucking hilarious. But hey, let's continue.
That you freaking edit the name and it keeps coming all about damn time. You're pissing me off is what you're doing.
Getting mad at technology.
Okay, yeah.
I guess you don't have to be a boomer to that. Hello, Black Guy TV. Getting mad at technology. I, I fucking love watching Drisha shit. Like, it's funny as hell. But, like, yeah, the anger at technology. Yeah. But let's continue.
Okay. And if I use my other software, then okay, fine. Boy, YouTube, they just don't leave well enough alone, do they? So I'm doing every test run as I can to go live. And every time I go live, I got the name of last week's show. What a joke. Okay. And I use the OBS studio so I can screen out and not have my cell phone here. And what happens? Oh, no, you can't do that neither because we're YouTube. We're deciding for you.
All right. So, one of the things is I think that he's having a problem with, and this is like me diagnosing his technical things. OBS is actually a great software. I use it. You guys are looking at the OBS software right now. But you know, YouTube has this thing. If you aren't over 1,000 subscribers, you can't stream live from your phone, and that fucks people up. Like, that fucked me up, and for a while before they changed that rule, I can actually do it, and I used to have fun doing it. But now, like, you know, you have to be monetizable, I believe, or you have to at least have 1,000 subs to stream for your phone. Thanks for fucking that up, whoever did that. But anyway, yeah, like, my man's is already mad, heated at the technology, which is fucking awesome. But let's continue.
Okay, I mean, it's just crazy. So here I am, okay, I don't give a shit you're looking at me, y'all know who I am anyhow. But that's not the point. That's not the point at all.
Need more iron.
The point is I was going to use the OBS studio and I gave the name I want and they kept using it, even though it showed I put the name in. Oh no, I go live and it's got last week's name. Oh no, I got live and I'm next week's name.
All right, like, he's really going for 2 minutes on this whole technology thing. Like, dude, okay, cool. You can actually edit that shit once you actually doing it live. I've done it all the time. I've literally been live and edited the shit and then ask people to refresh. That gets you another view. And then it comes back up. But like, dude, like, I'm using Streamlabs and it's easy. It's like technology has long been since past the set it and forget it. And I think that's what he's getting upset about. And I'm actually not tearing on him for this shit. Because, like, when you're trying to get the shit that you want to say, shit like that can really mess up your day when you're trying to get a specific message going. But let's continue.
Okay, and I just keep stopping it and redoing it, and I refreshed everything and put the name in again that you're looking at right now, and nope, okay. And it's just, it was retarded. So, okay, fine. I don't give a shit.
Whoa. The R slur, dog. No, man, that's not what we do. But let's continue.
Yeah. It's okay, let me exit off the OBS studio and try it with my cam. Okay, here I am. Yep. I'll have to remove the other one. And right now it shows what? I've got 4 watching, nobody leaving no comments. So I don't know if they're actually watching. I don't know anything. All I know is YouTube don't get enough of messing with people.
All right. So I'm going to say this. I love you guys to death. Everybody who watches my content, even you, Jill. I fucking love you, my Sandere. But, yo, if I have a message to say, I don't care if it's an audience of 1 or 0. I'm going to say it. I don't do YouTube myself for accolations of myself. I really do it to spread knowledge and actually spread understanding and to spread, like, kind of a message of, like, let's talk and get to know each other's points. Not agree to disagree, but truly understand somebody's points. But these motherfuckers, like, well, I'm gonna give people a few moments to let them know that I'm starting live. It's just like, dude, you're doing it for a performance? What happened to just making sure that you're doing it because you have a fucking message to send? But let's continue.
So the only thing I can say is leave a comment. If I see a comment, at least I know I'm there. Okay. Anyhow, yeah, I got a few things I wanted to say. Yeah.
Fuck it. Since he's doing it, and with every time I hear one of these right wingers say it, I'm gonna do it too. Please, if you can, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe, or follow, depending on what platform you're watching it on. Come on, dude. Didn't want to hit my throat. But all right, let's go.
Okay, so I guess I'll wait until I see somebody write a comment somewhere so I know I'm actually around. And then I'm going to say what I need to say. since YouTube has changed everything around again, I'm going to sit here and play with it. Ah, there we go. Thank you. Thank you, Off the Grid. At least I see that, okay? So anyhow, you see, I gave a name to this live stream, okay? Yeah, the storm.
Okay, so, okay. And I know sometimes I slur my words or, like, talk, like, very fucking, I don't know, poorly. I won't say badly, but, you know. I am that motherfucking tired. I've been up since like 3 a.m. this morning. Couldn't sleep well, but that's neither here or there. Stop fucking smacking in the mic, damn it. Okay, I'm sorry. Headphone warning. But let's continue.
Yep, the storm is here. You know, I seen a report this morning that all of these children, I'm telling you, this is complete insanity. Okay, U.S. attempts to reopen schools sends thousands of students and staff home to COVID-19. All propaganda, all BS.
This video did not age well at all. Because he's one of these motherfuckers that all the Bilderbergs and all the other, like, it's going to be, like, literally, this motherfucker thinks that everything is the deep state trying to get you. Like, how do you live being so fucking paranoid all the time? Dude, diseases are a thing. And I know a lot of people didn't, you know, pay much attention, but, like, SARS was a thing. It didn't spread as wild as SARS-2. This is literally SARS-2. This is a mutation of the SARS virus, which is a coronavirus. But yeah, SARS is a thing, man. Like, MERS was a thing. These respiratory viruses, these coronaviruses are a fucking thing, and we've known about it for years. But you probably couldn't tell this person that. So let's continue.
The lie just goes on. Get ready for another lockdown. That's all I'm going to tell you. Get ready, man. They're putting it in your face. And I hope this country's got enough brains to figure out that when they order another shutdown, that everybody needs to hit the streets and all the people need to go to their jobs and open their company and open their business.
So, yeah, looks like our commander-in-chief thought the shit was a joke, too. Now he needs fucking oxygen. And of course, I hope it's only temporary. I don't want anything to happen to him before November the 3rd. I want to see his face on the night that he loses the election. By the way, go vote. Please go vote. It's important. But yeah, I want to see his face when he loses the election, and, you know, when that inauguration of Joe Biden is actually done. I want to see his face where, you know, the IRS come back and get him for tax evasion or any other numerous crimes that he's committed since before and while he was in office. But I'm off on a tangent. Let's continue.
Everybody needs to do that across this country, and everybody needs to come out of their house and hit the streets and do what Germany did. If you do that, they'll back off and the lockdown won't happen.
Germany locked down. Wait, Germany locked down. They literally locked down. And they actually supported their workers, where their workers were actually paid to stay the fuck at home. And they actually had a lower ratio of people affected than what we did per capita. And of course, death per capita. They had a lower effect. Didn't you know that, motherfucker? Let's continue.
Because in Germany, 1 million people hit the streets when they ordered a second lockdown and they canceled the lockdown. And that's exactly what needs to happen in this country. I don't care what anybody says.
Notice he said second lockdown. Because people were fucking responsible. But, you know, America's got America, right?
Because that's what needs to happen. Because if we don't do that, you're going to end up, more businesses are going to be closed. This is about crashing this country. And it's about genocide. It's about a bunch of sick psychopaths.
Ironically, this is the week. The day that I'm doing this video review is a week where we find out that the people that are spreading the coronavirus are literally the Republicans and the super spreader in chief himself, Donald Trump. Now, I wonder also, he said it was a fake and a hoax, yet and still, this shit is happening to like across the country. So is it fake or is it real, dog? Oh, but let's continue.
Just like what happened on Monday in the state, my home state. This storm was a little over 200 miles away from me when I first seen it on the radar, and the reports came out of a severe storm, and it was over 200 miles from me. So I figured, okay, so it's the other side of Des Moines, which is 200 miles away from me. So I figured, okay, it's 210, 220 miles away. I've got at least 4.5 hours before it gets here, maybe 3.5.
Okay, so judging if he said it was 250 miles away, like, how does that work, dog? What is your calculation of speed? Is that it? Like, if you're doing what, 50 miles per hour wind, 50 hours, wow, 50-mile-per-hour winds, but that wouldn't work because it's 250 miles away. Divide that by 3 hours or 2 hours. That you're literally saying that the speed is moving at over 100 miles per hour. If you have that type of shit, and I know my math may be wrong, I'm fucking tired, so forgive me. If you have a storm moving that much, you probably want to get the fuck out the way and not play. This ain't twisted. You can't tie a belt around a fucking gas pipe in your middle of your field and expect to stay it. It's just expect to stay afloat. But let's continue.
An hour later, it was coming into my town, which means that storm was traveling, what, 200 miles an hour? In all my life, I've never seen a storm move that speed. I knew when that storm was moving that speed that we were in a lot of trouble.
How does that equate to coronavirus? Like, for real? How? What? Now, if you were to say climate change, the thing that the Republicans were actually being conspiracy theories against because, of course, we couldn't burn enough carbon to actually fuck up the weather, and that caused a lot of shit. No, that's not a real thing. But, yeah, let's continue. And he's probably thinking about the storm, like the center of the storm, but that doesn't mean that the edge of the storm couldn't have caught him sooner than that.
Because that means it's packing a lot of wind. And it was. It toppled gigantic trees. It was here and gone in 15 minutes and left this entire town pretty much in the dark. This is not a small town. It's not a big city, but it's not a small town. Okay? It went through the...
Wow. Really? So you doubted something because you didn't have the scientific knowledge and expertise to understand, and it turned out to be different than what you expected to be based on your anecdotal evidence. It's almost if you can apply that to something else. I'm wondering. Hold on. Let's continue.
This town in 15 minutes. Okay, we had 3/4 of the town without power. We had trees on top of houses, telephone poles on the ground, wires on the ground, and you couldn't even go down the main drags. Branches and trees, from one end of the town to the other. It looked like a war zone. Literally did.
No, it looks like a storm came through, not a war zone. War zones are a lot worse. But let's continue.
Without power for like 52 hours before I finally got power back in myself. And I knew it was coming. I was sitting there looking out the door watching it. I was waiting for somebody's roof to lift up because then I was going straight to the basement. Luckily enough, I didn't have to worry about that part, right? Because our roof didn't lift up. The neighbors didn't, but it tore their siding and some of their siding off, ripped their porch apart.
It's not just about the roof, you idiot. Dude, I don't think you get it. It's not just about the roof. It's about flying debris. And that flying debris can be sidings. It can be shit around the yard. In a fucking tornado, a straw can go through a fucking brick. But let's continue.
Okay. It turned over trees all over this whole town. It dropped telephone poles. It was a disaster. Okay. And I've never seen a storm like that in all my life. Not that kind of speed. Even hurricanes and tornadoes that rip everything apart, they don't travel in the sky at the speed this storm was traveling. And this storm went...
Wait, what? literally, he was describing a tornado. He's in Tornado Alley, and he's describing a tornado, but tornadoes don't move this fast. Dude, do you even science? Let's continue.
Like crossed half of Iowa, the whole state. It went into Illinois. It went up here, clear into Indiana. And it just fucking warmed right across the state and wiped everything out. 3/4 of my state was completely wiped out, man, with trees and you name it. But I've been looking at what's going on, and when I pay attention to what's really been going on, I'll tell you what. Yes, I shut the radio show. I shut my once a week TFL Saturday Night Live. I shut that down.
So I wonder why he shut his once a week TFL Ed Ward live down. Was it because of viewership? It was because of viewership. Could have also been because of just it devolved into a shit show. Probably so as well. But let's continue.
No point. There's just no point. You know, I've gave the best advice that I can give in the dating arena to people. Nobody wants to hear it because they're gonna want to go with what their TV told them. You don't want to continue to still play the games. You know, I'm the one that lived TFL 28 years. I'm the one that got a woman in my life, was with her for a whole bunch of years. Seriously, was knew this female 5 years before we ever got together officially.
I love how they just call women female. Like it's a slur that they get caught in their mouth. Female. Like, dude, like, I get it. Fuck. Like, there are some shit, like, man, dude, like, I'm fucking going through a dry spell right now because COVID and because I'm working 50 hours a week. But, like, being total forced lonely isn't something that, like, you don't want to call yourself that. God damn. I'm tired of telling these motherfuckers this shit. Stop calling yourself lonely or total true force lonely. Like, no, stop doing that shit. But let's continue.
Was married to her for 13 years, got a kid that I raised. Okay, I've had another female in my life. I hung around married couples when I was married. I know what I'm talking about. I give the best advice that I can give. I cannot control the social engineering or women's behaviors that comes from the social engineering.
Oh my God. $10 said this motherfucker doesn't know what social engineering is. $10, like for real. But of course, social engineering, right? Social engineering. Like motherfuckers like him, like seem to like almost incant like, oh no, that can't be true because social engineering. What? Like, but anyway, let's continue.
But you got to remember, it's not 100% across the board. Nothing ever is. But nobody wants to take my advice. They want to say that I'm nuts. They want to say, well, if I can't get laid in the first date, then I don't stand a chance. Remember I told you about the sexual revolution?
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of bad if you have that mentality. If I can't get laid on the first date, then I no shit. Like, dude, like no. Like introduce, like, Dad, let me introduce me to who you are. Like, fuck, I don't care about the 90-day rule, but like, for real. Like, dude, like, no. Sometimes it's not the first day, but maybe sometimes it's the second or the third. Anyway, let's continue.
Remember, I told you they use sex to destroy the relationships to begin with? Oh, no, you don't want to listen to that. No, you don't want to listen to somebody that actually knows what they're talking about. You don't want to listen to somebody. I mean, at least I can give Hayden kudos, man. Hayden followed my advice, and he's got a woman in his life. Oh, I wonder how that happened, huh? Yeah. So go ahead. You don't got to follow my advice. You do what you want. I hope you enjoy your loneliness, okay? You can enjoy being...
Damn, old man screams at motherfucking the internet. How dare you not listen to me? You're going to be lonely. I was lonely for 27 years. That's not nothing to brag about, dog. I don't care.
Alone the rest of your life, I don't give a crap. You know, you cannot help stupid. There is no fixing stupid.
I'm going to wait for that one. Really? Please do tell.
And that is the majority of the manosphere. And I'm not trying to knock you people down. I'm telling you God's honest truth. You don't want to listen to the truth. You want to go along with the social engineering. that was meant to destroy the genders, then keep playing your freaking games, man. Keep going along with that social engineering. You're gonna.
Just for the record, genders are a social contract. Sex is a physical thing, but genders, they're a social contract. There have been times where frilliness or like the frilly little collars and shit like that were traits of a gentleman. Tight suits and shit like that, traits of a gentleman. And like, dude, like, oh my god, like, oh my god. I don't know like what the fuck else to say, but fuck, let's continue.
To get what you got coming to you. And if you want to run over to the incel and you want to join Steve Hoken and run the incel, you know how disrespectful that was to me of Steve Hoken when he came up on my live stream trying to tell me how I needed to drop the TFL name. Nobody likes your name, Bill. That's right. You know how disrespectful that was?
I had literally forgot this motherfucker's name was Bill. Don't mess with Bill. But it's just like, yeah, he is dating somebody right now, so like I guess he's not true forced loneliness. Like the fuck? Dude, like how could you be forced to be alone? Oh my god. Either like I get it, some people have this thing where they believe looks matter, like and to an extent that they do. But it's usually your personality, motherfucker. But let's continue.
That was. So he basically jumped on me again, you know. I don't think the guy knows how to be friends with anybody. I really don't. You know, he dumped all over me and he ran over to first and he ran right on over to incel, which was came out of a university by female. When I read what I read.
Okay. So yeah, sure. Like maybe they have shitty personalities and make sure that they are seen as just like maybe that's the reason why that they're incel. Now what he's referencing is the first use of the term incel came from a young lady. She said she was true force is truly is celibate. She has since changed her tune. She has come out in her own way of how she views the world and to change her relationships. But it's not like the manosphere to take like a fucking word that originally means a word or concept that originally means something else, where people specifically tell you it's for this and they just take it and use it for their own ends, and when they find out that it is completely different from what they expected to be, they get pissed off. Hello, Proud Boys, I'm talking to you. Hashtag Proud Boys. Fuck. That's fucking awesome. Thank you, George TK, for hashtag Proud Boys. And if you don't know what that is, have some fun searching for that on fucking Twitter. But let's continue.
I recognize the tongue and the language of what was wrote. It was brought to you by the elite. There's an agenda behind it. So if you want to run over to the elites, give a name, and one day you get picked up, you'll get to be a real incel. By God, you'll finally be a real incel. Your body will be inside a jail cell. Enjoy.
Ha 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 ha. Okay, with your granddad jokes. The fuck? Get out of here.
Love it. Live it. Okay, now you know why I dropped the show. Okay, I dropped the show because I cannot fix stupid. And I'm not even going to attempt to fix stupid. If you're not smart enough to take sound advice, then you deserve what you get. If you're not smart enough to look into things, this pretending you're awake to what's going on in society and talking the talk.
Like, I don't know if he recognizes the irony in this shit, but let's continue.
And unable to see what's right in your face because you're not awake. So now your foot's in your mouth. Because you claim you're awake to shit that you're actually not awake to. Because if you was awake, you would see through these shit. There's nothing I can do about that, man. I'm telling you, I cannot fix stupid.
Now, what is he talking about see through this shit? Besides some convoluted plan of, I don't know, they want people to not have relationships and only think about having sex to control the populace. I mean, like, I would accuse him of actually reading Brave New World, but he doesn't read.
I'm not even going to attempt to fix stupid. There's a reason. There's a reason I had the feds at my door. There's a reason I have the military outside my house, shooting a green light through my window, scrambling my Skype signal. There's a reason I.
Oh, please tell me. Like, please tell me this is a real fucking story. Not just some imagined paranoia from some crazy man. He said the CIA is shooting green lights through his window, scrapping his internet signal. Wow. Let's continue.
I lost my job and was blackballed in the area that I was in from working. And that reason is what I do here. There's a reason I've lost 3 or 4 YouTube channels. It wasn't from violating rules. It's about telling the truth. At this point, I'm probably the only one in the manosphere that's actually been telling the real truth to people. And I'm not being self-conceited saying that. I haven't heard anybody else. Yes, Steve Hulk is honest, and Steve Hulk knows a lot about the dating scene. But Steve Hulk is also not awake, even when he claims to be awake.
Oh, wow. He just did it. Like, nobody can help you or teach you about the things except for me. He just did the thing, and ironically, this should help me out a little bit more. But yeah, he just did the thing where I'm the only true TFL. Like, what the fuck? Let's continue.
He's like on first level awake. No further than that. How could he be? He's unable to see what's right in his face. But it was very disrespectful of Steve Hulka to come onto my live stream on a Saturday night and start screaming at me and trying to argue with me and telling me to throw away the TFL name that's been here for 14 years. That went global around the world that he sat and talked about for all them years himself. All because he's running over to first. Let's see, this is how you can identify somebody who's really a friend and somebody who, well, okay, I'm your friend now until I find somebody I agree with or like better. Then I'm going to dump you on your ass and I'm going to run to them.
I mean, like, dudes sound bitter as hell. Bitter man. Because his friend left him. And I suspect this is the real reason he stopped doing the fucking once a week Saturday night shows. I haven't kept up with his channel at all much, but I just saw this and I had to like do a review. So let's continue.
And when that falls apart, I'll come running back to you. No, you're not coming running back to me. I was your friend, and you wanted to do that to me, so you go ahead and do that to me. You want to ignore my phone call. You know, Steve knows he does. Okay? Steve knows he does this stuff. So I just don't really care. I don't dislike Steve, but I don't have respect for that behavior.
Okay, so why does he look like he's giving fellatio every time he goes to try to talk on the mic? And I'm sorry, too, like, is it really, oh, God. Let him finish.
And I'm not going to feel sorry for Steve if he's picked up and gets mainstream media's fame that he wants. Yeah, you'll get your numbers in your fame.
I think...
And you'll get to finally...
This was... Hold on. And I'm not going to be able to do the rest of this tonight, guys. I am fucking tired. My eyes are burning. This was August the 14th. Wow, Bill.
Be a real incel, is you're inside a cell. And when they haul you off on the Patriot Act for domestic terrorism and put you in a cell, you'll finally be a real incel as you're in a cell, and I'm not going to feel sorry for you.
I mean, like, you kind of have to do something that causes you to be locked up in a cell other than just not getting the sex that you want. I mean, like, that'd be, like, so many people. But let's go. And yeah, you only get locked up for direct domestic terrorism charge if you do the American terrorism. But let's go.
Any of you. If you want to go down that road, you go down that road. I don't care. I won't go near it. I just don't care. You know, I care about everybody and I try to help everybody. But I cannot help stupid. And I'm not going to argue with people who've never had a freaking successful relationship, not even one time in their life. I was with my first ex for shit.
I mean, like, technically, we all have relationships that are started and then come to an end. Like, technically, but I mean, like, I think he has some crazy standard. But let's continue. Let's see what he says.
We were for 5 years, married for 13, 14 years. So I've got like 18, 19 years of knowing her. I've known her my whole life. We were together for all them years. I think that's more than most of you people in the manosphere can say now, ain't it? Most of you TFLers and incels never even been in a relationship. But you're going to argue with the guy that done it, lived it, knows what a relationship's supposed to be about, and it doesn't start with a don't get laid on the first second date.
I mean, like, he's trying to speak like, even though it sounds bad in the way he's describing, he's trying to actually just speak really well of like sometimes intimacy doesn't occur on the first date or the second or the third, but by the time the fourth date comes around, you better be touching my pee pee. I'm just saying, like, if you ain't touching my pee pee by the fourth date, you don't want to, then like maybe we shouldn't date anymore. But let's continue.
Okay, that's what destroyed the relationships. You can't do anything with stupid, man. There is no fixing stupid. Okay?
No wiser words have been actually said. But let's continue.
Stupid has to fix itself. And this is what we see going on in society all over the place. And with this big fake pandemic that was planned 30 years ago.
Wait, what? How was a pandemic planned 30 years ago? Now, you can actually have plans for a pandemic for multiple years where it get updated, but the specific pandemic was planned 30 years ago. Wow, that's a time. Like that, if you're so good to like actually start and orchestrate a pandemic, you think your timetable would be a little bit quicker than 30 years. But let's continue.
New World Order was created, what, in 1943? It sure was. That's when they started with New World Order. And now they're bringing it in right in your face. And all these people are still in denial.
Citation needed, motherfucker. If you can show me a credible existential threat to how human beings live besides, corporations having too much power, then, like, I don't know. I'm going to have to go with the less fanciful description of what goes on and make sure that, I don't know. I don't know. I'm fucking tired. Damn, this ain't going to be long tonight, but let's continue.
Just keep turning your heads and looking the other way. Just keep following the orders and putting your muzzle on your face, will you? That ain't protecting you from crap. See, I don't care.
Hey, want to see how well this video aged? Donald Trump has COVID. Because he didn't like the masks and all that other good shit, but Donald Trump has COVID. Now I worry about Bill here actually getting COVID because they even said that he has health concerns. So I don't want to see this shit just going like yet, but let's continue.
How mad any of you get at me, I just don't care. Because I've done everything I can to help people, and the only thing I get is people who've never had a woman in their life arguing with me how they know more than me, and how I'm not talking what it is like in today's dynamics.
God, this whole way he have his video is gonna upset the shit out of me. But like, I don't know. And like for real, I don't know why I'm fucking tired. But let's continue.
No, I'm gonna watch all of you idiots fucking stay alone the rest of your lives and complain about it. Sometimes I think you want to be alone. I think you're enjoying your suffering, so that you can whine about it on video. Isn't that what's going on? Yeah, huh? This has only begun. This crap has only begun.
I mean, like, he's not exactly wrong about how some incels actually may just want to be alone, but they're tied too much of their manhood into, I need to have a woman. It's just like, dude, no, you don't. You just need to be who you are. And if you want to have companionship, probably look at your personality.
You better freaking practice what Germany did. Because at least Germany, when they ordered the second lockdown on them, they got pissed off and hit the streets and set up yours. Guess what didn't happen the second lockdown? Why? Because they grew a pair of balls. And they got up and said no, non-compliant. The only way you're going to stop this crap is not by not complying in massive numbers.
We're already not complying in massive numbers. Hence the term. That's why we have so many fucking cases, because a lot of people, mostly more affluent, white men are not wearing masks. They're not compliant. Do you know that they actually said that this could shit be over inside of 4 to 6 weeks if we force everybody to wear masks and stay the fucking home? That was a fucking thing that people could have actually said. We could have burnt this shit out quickly without going through these extremes. But let's continue.
And for all you order followers that want to tell somebody to throw on a muzzle, or you can't buy this or do this.
You know what? This whole thing about a mask being a muzzle doesn't fuck. I don't fucking get. So to be honest with you guys, America is a fucked up ass country because all these Asian countries where they know they're sick, these motherfuckers wear masks. That's why you see the whole thing with like the anime face mask, because it has been a part of other people's culture. If you sick, you don't want to make other motherfuckers sick, and so you wear a mask. But because America, we are so rugged individualisms that we think, well, if other people get sick from us, then fuck them. I'm not wearing a mask. And it's the stupidest thing I fucking ever could have think. Because sometimes those other people are people that you actually really fucking care about. But let's continue.
Well, do you know what the definition of a Nazi is? A Nazi is a person who follows their orders regardless of what damage it does to somebody else.
No, that's a Republican in the Trump administration. Nazi is the National Socialist Party of Germany, where they actually were highly, highly racist and nationalistic on a national scale, where they literally wanted to create the Aryan Brotherhood, which is nothing a stupid way of saying let's kill a lot of people and hope these one particular people will be back or left. So let's continue.
You'll be responsible for destroying people's lives and causing people to kill themselves and harming people's health. Then the definition of that is you're a Nazi. So if you want to know where
No, that's not what the definition is. Again, it sounds like a Republican in the motherfucking Trump administration. Like, come on, guys. Like, I should at least try harder. I am fucking tired. My eyes are probably bloodshot red. Having all the lights and shit in front of me doesn't help. And I have been up since 3 o'clock in the morning. But I can figure this shit a lot better than, oh God, a lot better than what this motherfucker is saying. But let's continue. Sorry.
the Nazis are in 2020, they're all over the world. They're just not really in Germany no more. No.
Oh shit! Like, is he saying that ethno-nationalism or nationalism is trying to take over the country in several different ways? One of which had capturing the one of which is, I'm mixing my metaphors because I'm fucking tired. One of which is trying to get all these strong men where they capture democracy in order to secure their own power. But let's continue.
Oh. The biggest clump of Nazis are right here in America. All you got to do is go to your local clinic or your hospital, and you will meet a whole shitload of Nazis. They'll be walking around with muzzles on their face telling you to put on a muzzle.
This is ironic because the motherfuckers who are literally... God. It's not a fucking muzzle, you dumb fuck. It's not a muzzle. It is literally a mask to say that, hey, I don't want to get you sick. Because there are people who have the shit and they're asymptomatic. Unlike Trump, who need the fucking oxygen and is a fucking loser and a crybaby, that they had to convince him not to leave the hospital because you're still fucking shit up. But that's not either here nor there. I just want to throw the shit in about Trump being a petulant child. Well, let's continue.
You tell them you're not breathing in your own CO2 because it's poison to your health. They're going to tell you, well, then you can't be in here because we're here for your health.
Oh my God, this CO2 nonsense. You can still breathe through the shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you. That's a one science term you're allowed to learn each fucking decade. But that's bullshit. You are literally not breathing in your same CO2 to a point where it's gonna fucking kill you. And you know what? If you're living a life where you have to be wearing your mask all the time, then like, dude, you don't need to be working. I would like if I had a power president, I would pardon you from work for like ever. But let's continue.
No, they're not. They expect you to breathe in poison. They're not here for your health. They're here for their lining their pockets. That's the reason nobody's standing up, because they're all busy taking the Rothschild dynasty's tool. You got to have the root of all evil at all costs. That's right. You got to continue to allow these people to destroy your life because you got to have your money. The Rothschild dynasty's tool, because who do you think owns the Federal Reserve?
I mean, like, he's not wrong, but I think he has the idea wrongly held. There are some people that are fucking grifters. And, like, they hurt people when people try to listen to them and have, like, fucked up results. But the right wing isn't like that. That's the left wing. I'm sorry, isn't like that. The right wing is always trying to be smothering and controlling, while the left wing doesn't. But let's continue.
What do you think's behind all this crap? The very same entities. What do you think your government, which isn't a government, they're nothing more than a corporation. Trump is nothing more than the CEO of a corporation.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, my fucking brain just broke with that one. I understand that we need to have, and I'm sorry guys. I wish I could actually stay longer, but my fucking eyes are like burning. And I'm gonna be doing some more Codan playback, and I'm gonna save this video too. I'm about 20 minutes in, and we're gonna just keep going with it tomorrow. But oh god.
And as long as I'm still breathing, I'll be right there by his side. It's time to use the power that brought us here in the first place. Are you guys ready?
Shit, I'm fucking tired. Anyway, guys, the way it goes is this. We're gonna do this work. We're gonna do this video, and I'm gonna actually just comment about this video. It's been a while since I did a video, and I'm gonna actually also try to do a longer video with just reviewing a debate that I saw a couple of days ago. It's an interesting fucking debate. But other than that, guys, I'm gonna go lay down because I'm tired of shit. I want to thank everybody who's watched, and we're gonna watch more TFL at war tomorrow. Don't forget to vote and use your voice to make a difference in this country. Peace.
What do you think that these executives are afraid you're going to do to white America?
Probably stop some racism.
Stop racism?
Yeah, they're probably afraid of that, because then people don't hate each other, then people start talking to each other, and then they start talking to each other, they find out who's the problem.
Which is?
Greedy people.
Greedy. I have a couple things I want to ask you there. Do you really think that some of the guys that you dealt with at NBC, no names, right? Because there's lawsuits for that too, that some of these guys really want to promote racism actively, or is it a subconscious?
I just think it's part of capitalism, is to promote racism, you know, right? In order to make things work. If you feel better because you're white and you can get a job, you use that. I mean, you know, I would.
Absolutely.
Say, I'm sorry, Jack, but shit, they say I'm white. I'm going to use this.
Right, absolutely.
Get this job. I'm hungry, you know. But, and that separates people. So they keep people separated, and that keeps them from thinking about the real problem. That's as simple as I see it. Probably it's not that simple, but
Now, all right, you and I are about the same age, right? We're in our mid-30s. How long is it going to take before guys who think like you, and I say guys who think like me, people who don't want to have racism in the country, people who don't want to be oppressing any minority, whatever it is, sexual, whatever minority, really get into positions of power and can change things?
you can't get in a position of power, it seems, if you think like that. It seems that the only time you get in a position of power is if you're like the people that are in power. To me, I mean, that's the way it goes. I mean, people that get to become executives become like the people that were already executives.
I don't know, maybe...
They go in with good intentions, but it eats them up. It's like a cesspool, you know, it just gets on you and it
The
starts
system
eating.
levels them.
Pretty soon it's
Is
all
that
gone.
what a cesspool sounds like?
Yes.